Big Lenny's physique is widely referenced when discussing extreme mass without structure, largely because his development lacked the proportional balance required in bodybuilding. His torso displayed significant abdominal distension caused by years of overeating combined with abdominal wall hypertrophy from heavy lifting. This pushed the stomach outward even in relaxed poses, eliminating any visual taper. His chest, shoulders, and arms grew in uneven patterns, creating a lumpy, irregular appearance with no clear separation between muscle groups. Lenny's conditioning was inconsistent, often showing thick skin, blurred muscle lines, and excessive water retention. His back development was wide but lacked symmetry between sides. An uneven lat thickness created a distorted silhouette. His legs, while large, lacked sweep and showed irregular muscle insertions, contributing to an overall unbalanced lower body. The combination of bloating, asymmetry, poor taper, and disproportionate muscle development created a physique that went against all conventional standards of bodybuilding aesthetics. Judges evaluate symmetry, lines, and proportional flow, and Lenny's structure conflicted with all three criteria simultaneously, making his shape one of the least aligned with bodybuilding standards. Greg Kovacs became known for his extraordinary size, but also for one of the least aesthetic physiques ever displayed on a bodybuilding stage. Standing at over 6 feet tall and reaching weights above 400 pounds in the off-season, Kovacs often presented a blocky, square torso with no visible taper. His clavicles were not particularly wide relative to his overall mass, resulting in shoulders that appeared rounded rather than broad. His waist measurement consistently exceeded 40 inches, creating a torso shape that lacked V-taper entirely. Kovacs' muscle insertions contributed to his irregular appearance. His biceps attached low but lacked peak, while his triceps were large but appeared indistinct and lacked definition. His chest mass was significant but did not form clean aesthetic lines. Additionally, Kovacs struggled with conditioning, regularly showing soft muscle quality, blurred definition, and reduced separation between major groups. His legs were large, but lacked complete development in sweep and hamstring detail. Together, these factors produced an overwhelmingly bulky and disproportionate look. Judges prioritized structure, flow, and balanced lines, and Kovacs' physique rarely demonstrated any of those elements, leading to widespread criticism of his overall shape. Markus Rühl is known for extreme muscularity, combined with a structure that challenged traditional aesthetic standards. His shoulder girdle was exceptionally wide, but his waist also grew significantly throughout his career, reducing taper and contributing to a block-like torso. His abdominal wall thickened from years of heavy compound lifting, creating a rigid and bulky midsection. His chest was massive but had a rounded, inflated appearance, lacking the clean lines seen in more aesthetic bodybuilders. Rühl's muscle insertions contributed to his unusual silhouette. His deltoids appeared spherical and overly separated from surrounding muscle groups, creating a disproportionate shoulder appearance. His arms were large but lacked consistent shape, and his triceps sometimes appeared flattened in comparison to the delts. Rühl's conditioning varied, and in some shows he displayed dense muscle with grainy texture, while in others he appeared smoothed out, hiding separations. His legs were exceptionally thick, but featured a straight shape without the sweeping curvature expected in competitive physiques. This combination of extreme mass, widened waist, and irregular muscle flow created one of the most unconventional shapes in professional bodybuilding. Dave Palumbo became associated with a specific aesthetic deterioration now referred to as Palumboism, a term describing the combination of a distended abdomen, thickened obliques, and overall loss of symmetry. His abdominal region expanded noticeably during the later years of his competitive career, producing a protruding stomach even while flexing. This effect was caused by a combination of heavy food intake, growth of internal organs, and hypertrophy of the abdominal wall. The obliques thickened substantially, widening his waist and eliminating V-taper. Palumbo's chest also lost fullness over time, creating a deflated appearance that contrasted with earlier career photos. His deltoids remained large, but appeared disconnected from surrounding muscles. The legs showed reduced sweep and outer quad detail, creating a narrower lower body silhouette. The combination of midsection distension, reduced upper body fullness, and thinning limbs resulted in an overall collapse of aesthetic balance. Bodybuilding judges prioritized tapered lines and proportional flow, and Palumbo's physique shifted in the opposite direction, with mass centered in the midsection rather than distributed across the torso. This structural imbalance became the defining feature of the shape associated with his name. During his prime, Nasser El Sonbadi displayed a balanced combination of mass and symmetry. However, in the later stages of his career, his physique shifted toward a blockier and less aesthetic structure. His waist expanded significantly, likely due to heavy off-season eating and abdominal wall hypertrophy. This enlarged midsection reduced the V-taper that once defined his silhouette. His chest, which had previously been one of his strongest features, began losing separation and definition, contributing to a smoother appearance on stage. His deltoids remained large, but appeared rounder and more inflated than earlier in his career. Nasser also began experiencing issues with abdominal control, resulting in noticeable distension during relaxed and transitional poses. His legs, while still large, lost the sharp separation between quadriceps heads, diminishing their visual impact. As conditioning became less consistent, water retention blurred key muscle groups and made the physique appear less crisp. The combination of an expanding waist, reduced muscular separation, and declining midsection control produced a shape that differed heavily from his earlier aesthetic version, resulting in widespread criticism of his final stage competitive physique. Jean-Pierre Fous possessed extreme mass, but lacked the structural proportions required for an appealing physique. His upper body was large, yet it appeared awkwardly shaped due to thick obliques and a wide waist. This eliminated the natural V-taper, creating a straight, square torso line. His abdominal muscles were not deeply separated, further reducing midsection clarity. Fox's pectorals were large, but lacked a balanced aesthetic contour. His deltoids displayed significant mass, but did not tie smoothly into the arms and chest. His legs were initially a strong point, but after his severe leg injury during a photo shoot in 2002, his quad development became uneven, with visible deformities and reduced sweep. This injury permanently altered his lower body symmetry. His back development was wide but lacked lower lat detail and complete thickness along the spinal column. Combined with an expanding waistline and inconsistent conditioning, the physique presented poorly on stage. The lack of balance between muscle groups, absence of taper, and visible structural issues created a shape that did not align with competitive standards and contributed significantly to criticism of his overall appearance. Trey Brewer entered the bodybuilding scene with exceptional hype due to his enormous size at a young age. However, his physique lacked the shape and structural flow required for high-level success. His waist was unusually wide relative to his shoulder width, instantly reducing V-taper. His abdominal muscles were thick but lacked separation, contributing to a squared-off torso. Brewer's chest was large but appeared blocky and lacked the roundness seen in more aesthetic competitors. His deltoids were full but did not blend smoothly into surrounding muscles, creating a segmented appearance. His arms were large, yet displayed uneven development, with noticeable differences in peak and fullness between sides. Brewer's legs were extremely thick, but the quad sweep was limited and did not flare outward, causing his lower body to appear column-like rather than tapering. His conditioning was inconsistent, and he regularly appeared watery, reducing separation across major muscle groups. The combination of a wide waist, disproportionate torso, inconsistent conditioning, and irregular muscle flow contributed to a physique that, despite massive size, lacked the symmetry and aesthetic lines required for professional bodybuilding success. Dallas McCarver exhibited tremendous size, but faced increasing criticism regarding his overall shape as his physique grew beyond structural limits. As he added mass, his waist expanded significantly, resulting in a thick, blocky torso. His abdominal wall became pronounced, eliminating taper and giving his midsection a distended appearance even when flexed. His chest was massive but appeared overly rounded, lacking clean aesthetic striations. His shoulders grew disproportionately large relative to the arms and torso, producing an unbalanced silhouette. McCarver's back development emphasized width but lacked lower lat insertion depth, creating a top-heavy appearance. His legs were powerful but did not display the sweeping curvature associated with aesthetic quads, instead presenting a straighter, bulkier look. As he gained size, conditioning became more difficult to maintain, leading to blurred lines and less muscular separation. The rapid accumulation of mass outpaced the structural capacity of his frame, resulting in a physique that appeared overwhelmingly heavy, blocky, and dense rather than balanced or streamlined. These factors contributed to ongoing criticism of his shape during his final competitive seasons. Art Atwood's physique was characterized by extreme size combined with a water-retained, bloated appearance that often overshadowed muscle definition. His waistline was thick and expanded, reducing the visibility of taper and altering his silhouette. His abdominal wall lacked separation and frequently appeared distended, further minimizing midsection clarity. His chest was broad but displayed a rounded, inflated shape without crisp definition. Atwood's deltoids were large, yet appeared overly spherical, creating a disconnected visual flow between the arms and torso. His arms were thick, but lacked pronounced separation between biceps and triceps. Atwood often competed with excessive water retention, producing a smooth, shiny appearance that blurred muscle lines and eliminated fine details. His legs were large but lacked full quadriceps separation, and his hamstrings did not display consistent conditioning. The combination of a thick midsection, inflated-looking muscles, and smoothing from water retention led to a physique that appeared bloated rather than sharp or defined, contributing to ongoing criticism of his overall shape on competitive stages. Gustavo Badel possessed significant mass, but was frequently criticized for structural imbalances and a thickened midsection that compromised his shape. His waist grew considerably during his competitive years, creating a square torso with limited taper. His abdominal muscles were thick but lacked deep separation, producing a block-like appearance. His chest was full, yet lacked the pleasing contour seen in more aesthetic physiques. His deltoids were large but created an exaggerated roundness that contrasted with the rest of the upper body. Badel's arms were thick but lacked a clear peak, contributing to a softer visual impression. His conditioning varied, and in many shows he appeared holding water, which blurred separation between muscle groups. His legs were powerful, but displayed limited quad sweep and inconsistent definition. The overall effect was a physique with significant size but inadequate structural flow, resulting in a bulky, square appearance that conflicted with traditional judging standards, emphasizing symmetry and aesthetics. Branch Warren developed tremendous density and muscular hardness, but possessed a structure that diverged from aesthetic norms. His muscle insertions were irregular, contributing to a rugged, uneven look. His chest was broad but lacking in aesthetic curvature. His deltoids were large but displayed a rounded appearance that did not flow smoothly into the arms and chest. His arms were thick but lacked distinct peaks and separation in some poses. His waist was wider than ideal, diminishing his V-taper. Warren's legs were extremely dense, but after multiple injuries, showed irregularities and scar tissue that altered the sweep and overall shape. His back development emphasized upper thickness, but lacked symmetry across both sides. His conditioning was often sharp, but the underlying structure, with its blocky midsection and irregular muscle attachments, produced a rugged, grainy silhouette rather than an aesthetic one. These structural characteristics led to a physique that, while powerful, was frequently cited as one of the least aesthetically pleasing among top-level competitors. In David Henry's early career, his physique displayed blocky proportions that drew criticism before he refined his structure. His torso was compact, but his waist appeared wide relative to his shoulder width, which reduced taper. His abdominal wall was thick, and the separation between abs was limited, contributing to a square midsection. His chest was developed but lacked upper pec fullness, giving his torso a bottom-heavy appearance. His deltoids were round but not wide enough to offset the thickness of his waist. His arms were muscular but displayed uneven biceps peaks early on. His legs, while dense, lacked the sweeping curvature associated with aesthetic quads. Additionally, his back displayed limited width and did not show complete lower lat development during his early competition years. Conditioning was not always consistent, sometimes blurring separation and diminishing his muscle lines. These factors combined to produce a physique that lacked proportional flow and appeared blocky in silhouette. Over time, Henry improved greatly, but his early structure was heavily criticized for lacking the shape required for high-level placement. Don Youngblood built a massive physique, but often displayed structural imbalances that affected his overall aesthetic. His torso was thick, with a midsection that appeared wide and lacked taper. His abdominal wall displayed limited separation, contributing to a smooth appearance through the center of the torso. His chest was large but lacked the roundness and clean contour of more aesthetic competitors. His deltoids were full but exaggerated in proportion to the arms, creating a top-heavy look. His arms were muscular but lacked distinct peaks and triceps clarity. Youngblood's back was wide but lacked depth, especially in the lower lat region, contributing to a flatter posterior silhouette. His legs were powerful, but lacked full quad separation and displayed limited sweep. Conditioning inconsistencies further smoothed out muscle lines, reducing definition. These combined factors resulted in a physique that emphasized mass, but did not demonstrate the symmetry, taper, or balanced lines associated with classical bodybuilding aesthetics, leading to ongoing criticism of his shape. Kevin English's physique was highly criticized for structural limitations despite competitive success. His clavicles were narrow, restricting shoulder width and forcing a compact upper body silhouette. This narrow frame made his already thick waist appear disproportionately wide, eliminating taper and creating a squared torso shape. His abdominal muscles were thick but lacked sharp separation. His chest, while full, did not extend widely across the shoulders, reinforcing the narrow appearance. His deltoids were large but did not expand outward enough to counterbalance his waist. His arms were thick, but often appeared disconnected from his upper torso due to the compact frame. His legs were powerful, but lacked sweeping curvature, contributing to a straight lower body silhouette. Conditioning was inconsistent, and he sometimes appeared overly dense without clear separation across muscle groups. These structural constraints combined to create a physique that was strong and compact but lacked symmetry, width, and aesthetic flow, leading to persistent criticism of his overall shape. Morgan Asti, known for his enormous size, presented a physique that challenged traditional aesthetics. His frame supported extreme mass, but his waist was thick and wide, which significantly reduced taper. His abdominal wall lacked deep separation and often appeared block-like. His chest was large, but displayed a rounded shape that did not form clean lines. His deltoids were enormous, but overly spherical, dominating the upper body and creating an imbalanced appearance when compared to the arms and torso. His arms were thick, but lacked distinct peaks. His back was wide but lacked consistent lower lat detail, which contributed to a top-heavy structure. His legs were massive, but their shape was straight rather than sweeping, reducing lower body aesthetics. Conditioning was inconsistent, and he frequently appeared smooth, which blurred separation and reduced overall definition. Despite incredible size, the underlying proportions combined with a thick midsection and irregular muscle lines produced a shape widely criticized for lack of refinement and symmetry within bodybuilding standards. Zach Khan possessed extreme mass, but struggled with structural and proportional limitations. His shoulders were broad, but his arms displayed irregular shapes due to uneven muscle insertions, creating an inconsistent silhouette. His waist was thick, reducing the visual impact of his upper body width. His abdominal separation was limited, contributing to a blocky torso. His chest was large, but lacked clean curvature, often appearing rounded rather than sculpted. His deltoids were full, but displayed a spherical shape that sometimes overpowered adjacent muscle groups. Khan's back was wide, but lacked depth in the lower lat region, contributing to an uneven posterior appearance. His legs were large but became structurally compromised after multiple injuries, creating asymmetry and irregular sweep. Conditioning inconsistencies further blurred muscle separation. These factors generated a physique with impressive mass but limited flow, symmetry, and proportion, contributing to long-standing criticism of his shape. Kaylee Muscle developed significant mass but faced criticism for a physique that lacked structural balance and taper. His waist was disproportionately wide, reducing the V shape normally desired in bodybuilding. His abdominal muscles lacked separation, contributing to a block-like torso. His chest was large but displayed a rounded, inflated appearance without clean definition. His deltoids were full but lacked proportional width relative to his waist. His arms were thick but often appeared uneven and lacked refined peaks. His back was wide but did not exhibit complete lower lat insertion, reducing depth. His legs were less developed relative to his upper body, creating a top-heavy silhouette. Accusations of synthol use emerged due to the rounded appearance of certain muscle groups, although this could also be attributed to uneven development and muscle insertions. Conditioning inconsistencies further smoothed out muscle lines. These combined attributes resulted in a physique that lacked symmetry, taper, and proportional flow, making it one of the most criticized shapes in modern fitness culture. Rich Piana was bodybuilding's most polarizing personality. Part motivator, part madman. Entirely unforgettable. Covered in tattoos and impossibly muscular, he did what few dared. Openly admitted to steroid use in a sport built on denial. Whatever it takes became his mantra, delivered while drinking massive protein shakes and documenting legendary 8-hour arm workouts. His YouTube vlogs were mesmerizing chaos, equal parts inspiration and insanity. While other athletes stayed silent about performance-enhancing drugs, Rich argued that honesty was better than lying to young fans. This radical transparency made him simultaneously hero and villain. Critics accused him of glorifying dangerous practices. Supporters praised his authenticity in an industry built on deception. When he died unexpectedly in 2017, the fitness world mourned deeply. Millions grieved, thousands tattooed his catchphrases as tributes. Years later, new lifters still discover his old videos, quoting lines like, "Love it, kill it," as gym motivation. Rich Piana blurred every line between brutal honesty and reckless excess. He refused to play by bodybuilding's unwritten rules, and that refusal made him legendary. Loved by some, criticized by others, but remembered by everyone. He was bodybuilding's rock star who lived and died on his own controversial terms.